Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames. In this video, we're gonna talk about Ye and his beautiful wife Bianca Censori turning heads in Florence, Italy. Now, earlier today, Ye and Bianca Censori West were spotted out in Florence, Italy. Now, it is being reported that the two were out on a lunch date together, wherein Bianca could be seen with her head wrapped, a see-through top, and a very tall white skirt. Ye was in a jacket, very, tall pants, and both were seen barefoot. Now, the barefoot is grabbing a lot of attention. People believe that this is the next level of some crazy cult that Ye is taking his wife Bianca through. Now, the reality is, we are on the outside looking in. And normally, when someone decides to go barefoot, I know it is frowned upon because we were cultured heavily into believing that we have to wear footwear and we have to, follow societal norms and values in terms of appearance. And when you choose to, do something outside the box, which Ye is known for, Ye is known for his eccentric style. But many people, as per usual, what they would do is to degrade him and class him, right? They would call him crazy, madman in clean clothes, and the list goes on. Not just that, people are now assuming that Bianca Censori is being abused by Kanye West because she's barefoot and she's rubbing her eyes. If she's rubbing her eyes, she's being abused. And I believe that, social media has become such a antisocial, place where people just make up stuff, and people make up the worst things if they don't like an individual. And that's how you realize that, hey, you cannot change people's perception of an individual. And not just that, you cannot go about defending everything that people has to say about Ye and his wife. It will get you exhausted. So you have to understand, as Ye said, if you don't understand who he is, then you're not going to understand his journey. And what Ye is doing here in terms of being barefoot with his wife, it is nothing shocking or surprising if you really look into who Ye has been over the past years. He's always evolving. And that is one thing, when people said that they've met 7 different versions of Ye, Tasha K was like, but if you're a billionaire, how do you stay consistent and become a billionaire at the same time? When people's life change, what you find is that their change is because they're evolving. And if you want to grow, you can't be asphyxiated. So your sense of style, it's going to change. The way in which you communicate with people, that's going to change. You're going to drop off some friends. You're going to have new ones. You're going to change your look. You're going to try to always reinvent and discover yourself, because that is what life is about for many people. While for others of us, it's about being complacent, being stuck in a corner and complain about everything, and then, judge others for what they have, judge others for taking bold risk, bold move. And then when those people take those bold risk and bold move and it pays off, then we sit in that stuck corner, being complacent, saying, how dare Kanye? He wasn't a billionaire. He lost all his money. Why is it that he's a billionaire again? But the reality is, you've been paying attention to the lies of the media instead of what he has been actually sharing with people. There's one thing that I've learned about us as Black people, and that is we cannot function without our roots. Every time we are thrown into depression, every time we have a period of downward style spiral, we're automatically forced to find ourselves, forced to find our roots. And a part of our roots is nature. A part of our roots is healing. And what Ye is doing, being barefoot, it's called earthing. It's called recharging. It's called healing. And I've seen many people saying this, so you can tell that many people understands exactly what is going on. And I believe that this is why Ye and Bianca are currently staying out of the United States at this point. Because the reality is, the American culture, there's so many beautiful, wonderful things about it. And there are so many beautiful, wonderful, kind, evolving souls, people in America. But at the same time, if you look at how the American culture is going, it's becoming more toxic. There are more people who are promoting hate, violence, and segregation more than anything else. And when Ye and his wife Bianca is in America, they really don't have the freedom that they would like to have. And as such, when they're in Italy, when they're in Tokyo, Japan, being barefoot, especially in Tokyo, Japan, is something that is, hugely accepted. As it relates to Italy, I cannot say it is the same for Italy because I know that Italy is known as a place for lovers where people go to have weddings and honeymoons. And I can see that in one of the photographs, as they approached the restaurant, they were handed a pair of bed slippers, right? So, because they were handed a pair of bed slippers, based on one of the photographs that I've seen, it is given the impression that one of two things happened there, right? It's given the impression that they were expecting it and Bianca. Not just that, it's also given the impression that, it was a planned event that they were attending, maybe like a brunch with a group of, business partners or friends, and they were given a particular dress code. And there could be some miscommunication, even though I know it's not highly impossible for restaurants to have you know, bed slippers available, especially if that restaurant has a hotel connected to it, right? And there's no information on the restaurant that they have attended today, so I cannot do any research on that. But as time passes, I believe there'll be some update on the name of the restaurant, and as such, I'll be able to research that restaurant to see, is it that it was a planned event? Was there some type of miscommunication about the dress code or anything like that? But guys, this is really all I have to say about that. Trying to keep the video at a minimum because we already did a lengthy video on Ye and Bianca today. But it's really good to see that Bianca really looks radiant. She's glowing. And despite the fact that people believe that this woman is being abused, I don't know why they would think that she is just from her rubbing her eyes. Normally, people, you get off a flight because they went on a private, helicopter ride. And as I've said, a few days ago, if she was in Tokyo, if she was in Italy with Ye, I can see her being tired and exhausted because she's not accustomed to all of that traveling as Ye is. It's going to take some time for her to adjust. So I can see her being tired and exhausted. Rubbing your eyes means that you're tired, exhausted. Also, with the high altitude that she's been flying at, it could also signify that she is still somewhat dehydrated. And a part of dehydration, you feel the effects in your eyes. Your eyes become dry, itchy, and all of that. And that is why you often see people rubbing their eyes after a long journey, right? So that is what people saw, a woman rubbing her eyes and assumed that she was being abused. It's Kanye, so people are going to make up their own narrative because they love to do that when it comes to Ye. And they love to paint him as the next OG Simpson. But he always comes out on top and always shame the devil. So I'll look forward to that And that's all I have to talk about with you guys. And see you all next time. Bye, guys.